What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Girl, I hope y'all can see me clear. Listen, I had to keep the lights down a little bit low. I don't know if I'm trying to get a migraine or what, but it's been kicking my butt. But either way, let's get into it. Eye sensitivity with the lights and everything. So there's that. But I'm still here. I'm still standing. And I'm still strong. Girl. Let's get up into these housewives, okay? So we are back for another episode review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 8, Boots on the Ground, okay? Baby, hopefully we're not on here talking that much because even though it was a cute episode, nothing much happened, but a lot happened at the same time, okay? So we get into it. It's a pickup of where we left off last night, or I should say last week, with the whole drop about, Drew coming and all of that. Let me tell you something. Making Shamia a full-time housewife has brought a different element, in my opinion, for me that we haven't seen in a long time. Like, she is such a fun type of person, okay? That whole little ditty that she made at the beginning, the little country song about everything that was going on, that was funny to me for the most part. And that kind of set the tone of the episode. And then you got everybody getting ready or whatever. Angela being out there talking to, Cynthia about everything that's going on and how she's feeling. And, Cynthia really wants to, and I can understand. Hear me out. When it comes to Cynthia, and I'm going to be real honest with y'all. A couple of people that's came back this season, we ain't really need to see them because what's the purpose? And Cynthia, honestly, is one of those people, but I'm not mad that she's on here as a friend of. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think the show probably would have still been just as good without her. But it's kind of giving like a rationale. I can understand how some people can be on Cynthia's side and some people can be like, no, girl, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like how you're moving, because Cynthia is literally trying to be that neutral type of person. Like, I see this part. I see why this person is pissed off about this. I see why this person is pissed off about that. You, my friend, I'm still going to have your back, but I'm going to call you out on this, even if it's going to piss you off. And I'm still gonna be cool with the other person that you did this to and that did this to you, whatever. If you're trying to be neutral, it's you gotta be real careful how you navigate. And sometimes I feel like when people look at Cynthia, they don't see her navigating that neutrality as much the correct way sometimes. But I get it at the same time, okay? I hope that made sense. Because she was everybody's friend on this episode. And as a grown person, you're not going to dictate who I can talk to or not, all right? And so, she was just telling Angela, listen, you feel the way that you feel, but you inviting Drew on this trip, that just really wasn't right, okay? At the end of the day, you have to understand, because they was talking about you, trying to say that you want to be a victim and all this stuff, whatever. And I just didn't understand that part. I did not understand that part, especially when Britt brought that up at the whiskey tasting. We'll talk about that later. But like Cynthia said, at the end of the day, Drew brought a lot of this stuff on her own self. Because all she had to do was pick up the phone and call Porsha and let her know what was really going on. Because listen, leaving it in the hands of a nigga that was cheating on the girl all the time, they be doing stuff back. Girl, listen, you should have known. You should have known. Okay? Just go ahead. That's your friend too. So, go ahead and call her and make sure that everything is cool and on the up and up, and let her know, baby girl, ain't nothing going on. We just doing some music. And I mean, literally, we're just doing some music. And if she said, okay, that's cool, do your music, I just don't want him filming with you because I don't like the optics of it, then you should have respected that. And we wouldn't even have no storyline at this point. Drew wouldn't have no storyline, and Porsha damn sure wouldn't have no storyline, because Porsha is not talking about that man, okay? And I'm talking about the ex-husband, soon to be. So you got that, and I get it, Angela is all about loyalty, and because Drew is her friend, that's Chicago connection and everything, we get it. But sometimes you just got to be like, you can't take things in your own hands. I know we want things to be cool and everybody to kumbaya, but that just ain't gonna happen all the time, okay? Meanwhile, I felt real bad for Shamia. Now, Shamia, excuse me, I say this all the time. This why I can't have no kids. And if something happened with my kid, with my mama, with my family or whatever, and we on a trip, baby, I'm gonna have to cut that trip short, and I'm gonna have to get the help. Listen, I gotta go because that's just how I am. But the little baby Shiloh, mind you, this is her child, the last baby that she had that already has a lot of health problems. So of course, her maternal instincts and everything is heightened because of the health issues that she has already been going through. And so said the baby, I think, was a little congested for the past couple of weeks or whatever. Gerald got the baby, little baby Shiloh, at the hospital, not the hospital, but at a doctor's appointment. And, come to find out, the baby just got an ear infection. And let me tell you something. As someone who was prone to ear infections, I didn't get a lot of colds when I was young. I got ear infections, like, out the gas, okay? I was like, what is that? Girl, is your ear defective? That's probably why my hearing, just be going, yeah, okay? Like, I was prone to a lot of ear infections. Them things ain't fun, all right? Them things are not fun. And then to see Shamia, on the phone and listening to the doctor, and then just crying and everything. Girl, I couldn't be no parent. I could not. I don't see how y'all parents do it, because one minute them little kids will make you laugh so hard, and then the next time you are crying because you don't want your baby to be hurt. Like my little sister, when my mama had my little sister, I could not take it when my little sister was crying. I could not take it when she was sick, because I just didn't like to see the little girl in pain. She like asshole now, but I just didn't like to see the little girl in pain. You know what I'm saying? That used to touch me. That used to hurt me a little bit. And I was like, girl, you're going to have to get it together. Yeah, you're going to have to get it together, okay? Want me to freak up? I can't. It's just too much. It's too much. Okay, shout out to all the parents, all the mamas, all the daddies, and shout out to Gerald, okay? Because Gerald really is a good-ass husband and daddy for what we seeing, okay? Gerald literally looks like and acts like a real freaking husband who just want to support his wife, do his work, love on his wife, love on his kids and everything. And you could tell, like, I just get the feeling with Shamia and Gerald, Shamia don't have to tell that man to do nothing. Baby, she tell him one time we got a doctor's appointment for the babies, and he remembers. And he there on time. He there before time, okay? He gives me that type of vibe. And, I like Gerald and Shamia little setup. That's real cute. Meanwhile, they getting ready to go. Drew finally pops up. Everybody just like, oh, hey, Drew, what's good? They tell Porsha that, Drew downstairs and all that stuff. And I know some people feel like Porsha being petty. I would be petty too. Okay? Now hear me out. I do like Porsha to a certain extent, but I do not like the way that she went about this whole situation with Sammy Gabadia and all of that. I have been very vocal about that. Do I hate the girl? Absolutely not. Do I don't like the girl? No. But I'm going to call you out, okay? Is she being petty? Absolutely. She's being petty. But I feel like she has a reason to be petty. Because if I did not invite you to my birthday event, my birthday trip, keyword, birthday and my, it is Portia's birthday. So therefore, why would I invite somebody that I am not getting along with? I have not had a real thorough adult conversation with about our issues, and we have not ironed them out. Why would I invite you on my trip and you think that we can use that trip? Anybody would think that we can use my birthday trip to actually iron out our differences. No, I want to have fun. I don't want to get in deep conversations. I don't want to be dramatic. I want to get drunk. I want to play in the pool. I want to go somebody. That's what I want to do, okay? That's what I want to do. I don't want to do none of that. And truth be told, Porsha and Drew, maybe y'all just need to lick on each other and y'all will be fine. Okay? Like, listen. When y'all just tell each other the story and we get it on tape, like, Porsha, you tell us exactly what really happened between you, Fallon, and Sammy, and how that really came about. And then, Drew, you tell us what happened between you and Ty. Okay? Like, then we can bond on that and y'all can be all to the good. Like, come on, like, bitch, because I have not forgot. Granny Tab moved on and she got her little girlfriend. They gonna be on her Mingly. They gonna be on Basketball Wives. But bitch Drew, we ain't forget. Listen. Absolutely not. Okay, what the hell happened with that? Y'all just dropped that. Something happened, All right. But yeah, like, I don't feel like, yeah, she being petty, but I feel like it's cause for it at this point. at this point. And I feel like all three of them are using this as a storyline, and they're playing into it. So, they got to keep it up. And at the end of the day, like I said, Angela, I do like Angela, okay? Angela is all right with me. I just did not agree with her inviting somebody to a trip that is not your trip, and it's not like it's a cash trip. It's not like it's a cash trip that they came up for everybody to go to, and any and everybody can be invited, and you can invite anybody else. This is her birthday, okay? So therefore, yes, I'm going to dictate who going to come. Okay, and I'm gonna be upset if somebody comes that I don't want them to be there. But Angela making it seem like, girl, I'm taking up for you, I'm fighting the bullets for you and all that stuff. Ain't nobody tell you to put yourself in that position. And honestly, Drew, I just don't truly understand, why would you accept the invitation from somebody else to go to a birthday party or a birthday trip of a person that ain't even talking to you? And then did she say that Angela was offering the olive branch, or you about to offer the olive branch? Either freaking way, it didn't come from Porsha. Okay, so ain't no olive branch being laid on both ends. All right, so you should have known better. No Monica. All right, and I was just like, here we go. But we need a little bit of drama, okay? And so they was like, they going on two separate things. They going to a whiskey tasting, and then they're going to go to a bar hopping type of situation. They going to Coyote Ugly. So the group split up. Well, they all went in the Sprinter van. Okay, and then, everybody's there. It's Porsha's birthday trip. Everybody's having a good time. But then all of a sudden, Shamia gets in her feelings. She started crying a little bit. And I was like, whoa, what happened? What happened? She said she had just got a text message from someone who basically was apologizing for the way that they were talking and reacting about her situation when she was married to her other husband, I guess her first husband, in 2008. She said she was married to this man in 2008 for 1 year, and it was a very abusive relationship. She said there was one time they was outside some club or some place or whatever. He had a lot of money and all this stuff, so he was like, I guess, well known, and he just knocked her ass out right there in front of everybody. She said hit her so damn hard she fell about her first Louis shoes. I said, that would have did it for me, because if he get comfortable enough to do that shit in public, that's the scary part. When people get comfortable enough to do and berate you like that in front of their friends, in front of their family, in front of people outside in the public, yeah, it's been way past time to go, because obviously this shit has been going on way longer. And I believe it, because we hear too many stories, unfortunately, of women and men that are in these abusive relationships, and I feel so bad. I feel so bad, because you got a whole bunch of people that'd be like, well, why can't you just leave? He put his hands, or she put his hands on you. Why you just don't leave? And not realizing it's just not that easy for a lot of people. It may be easy for you, and then you got to take in consideration, you don't know if this person gonna snap and try to come after you, come after your family, take you out. It's a lot of factors, and I just pray for the people that are in those situations, and that eventually you find your way out. But it's a good thing that she was able to get out, and I guess I'm going to assume that this was one of the persons that basically was kind of like on his side and trying to be like, bitch, you're lying. And I guess now they probably see, oh, no, you weren't. So let me hit you up and apologize. And, it just brought up some things from the past or whatever. And so that was a moment that everybody came together before everybody got divided. So now, literally, they got divided. You got Porsha, Shamia, and Kelly went over there to Coyote Ugly. Okay, the little bar thing where they do the tricks on the bar and stuff. I actually would have wanted to go to either one. Listen, I would have said, take me to both. Take me to Coyote Ugly. Let me have a little fun on the board. Let me see y'all deep throat the shot glass, because I don't do that. I licky, not sucky. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to open my mouth that way just to do all that stuff. Y'all do a lot. I mean, y'all really be getting on y'all knees for that. I mean, do I? Absolutely not. You just put it in my... Let me say. Well, actually, kind of, we do the same thing with different parts. So let me shut the hell up. Okay, like I said, I just licky. Y'all just sucky. I don't do all of that, okay? And let me tell you something else. Speaking of sucky and licky, this is the second weekend that Center's been out. I need y'all to stop it, okay? I need y'all to stop it. I'm so tired of seeing y'all. Y'all really get turned on when people be spitting up in your mouth like that. That girl said, oh my God. He was like, oh, you're drooling. You want some? No, I don't want none. Please don't spit in my mouth. I tell you this. You spit in my mouth in the middle of a section, baby. Pack your pussy up and get the hell out. Okay? Zip it up and get the hell out. I'm sorry. You're going to dry me up so goddamn fast and I'm going to be so disgusted I'll probably throw up on you. Don't do that. That's nasty. That's nasty. And don't spit in it. And I'm talking to y'all. I already know what I'm talking about. I hate when I be looking at, things. I be like, oh my God, I really hate when y'all be, can y'all go get some lube or whatever? Or like, licky a little bit to make it a little bit more wetter or whatever, because why you spitting in it? I don't like looking at spit like that. It's just something about that big white glob of shit. Like, no. And y'all up there like, oh my God, you want to taste it? No, I don't. Okay? Pack your pussy up and get out. I just had to put that out there. Okay? Because it's been on my mind. It's been very heavy on my heart. But shout out to Sinners. That's the movie. I can't wait till that come out on DVD because I'm definitely getting it for my collection. I hope y'all been to seen it. I done seen it 3 times already. I'm sorry. I done seen the movie 3 times already. Okay, so, and I ain't been to the movie theaters this much in a minute. All right, but anyway. So you got that going on, and they was having real good fun. Like, they was having real good fun over there at the Coyote Ugly, okay? But then you got the girls, Cynthia, you got Brittany, and then you have Angela and Drew. They over there at the whiskey tasting, right? Now, listen, I would have got fucked up on both of them, okay? And honestly, I feel like I really would have wanted to go to the Coyote Ugly for a little second. And then I would have went over there and spent the majority of my time at the whiskey tasting, because that's my type of thing, girl. Give me, let me taste everything. All right. And I'm going to be there on an empty stomach. I know it sounds a little psychotic. I'm the type of person that going to go out. If I know I'm finna go out and drink, there's a certain type of time. There's a certain time in the day that I stop eating. Okay. I make sure my stomach a little bit empty. More than a little bit empty. So when that alcohol hit, bitch, ain't no telling what Ashley gonna do that night, okay? Because it's gonna be a fun night. I go to this concert next month and y'all see my ass out there, just know I ain't got shit up in my stomach but alcohol. So if you see me doing some shit, that's the exactly reason why, okay? I gotta experience it all. Bitch, listen, it is what it is. So I would have been over there just like Cynthia. Give me a taste of this, give me a taste of that, and looking like Brittany when she got back in that car. Brittany was fucked up. She was like, I said, yeah, shut the hell up and drink, okay? But, that's peer pressure. So they up there having their different little conversations. And, of course, Porsha, she feels some type of way about the fact that Drew is there. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. She feels some way about her being there. But the conversation that really got me was over there at the whiskey tasting. Because, baby, let me tell you something. We did that shit when we went to the Bahamas. We did that with the warm tasting. Fucked up like a motherfucker. And then came back on the boat and was drinking some more. Toe the fuck up. Had a really good time. But, yeah, that little conversation about, Angela, and Drew and all of that. And then them talking about Angela, when Brittany said, well, Angela, you come off like you want to be a victim and all this stuff. And I said, wait a minute, how does she act like she's a victim? And then Angela said, okay, well, give me some examples. Brittany proceeds to give examples of how she acts like a victim. The whole beach, the picnic party or whatever after that whole incident that happened with her. And I come in and it's just like when I was there and the way that you guys was like having an issue with the way that I came in. And it's like, I'm the one that had all this going at me. And it was like, y'all was still making excuses for her and being on her side. And I said, girl, what the fuck does this got to do with Angela being a victim? That's you. You being the victim, okay? Because you the one that had an issue with the fact that the girls was listening to Kenya's side of the story, and you didn't they didn't immediately like drop her. No, that's not what's gonna happen, boo boo. I said, Brittany, come on now. And then the gaslight. I want people to stop using terms and words that they do not know what the meaning is. Gaslighting is overused. Narcissistic is overused, and people use it incorrectly. And then it's being a victim. You just used it wrong as well. You described yourself. Granted, like Cynthia said, you have the right to your feelings. And you have the right to feel some type of way. Because, bitch, you put a poster of me sucking on something, I'm going to feel some type of way. Okay? Depending on what it is and who it is, I probably won't. I'm just being honest. Because, listen, I ain't never had no place. So, listen, yeah. You know, But see, I'm not dumb enough to get myself recorded doing anything. But if I do, I wouldn't be embarrassed about it. Because I guaranteed you, she be fine with it. She be up there doing her thing. And but it's a violation. But at the same time, this was already out there on the internet. So, yeah. But at the same time, yeah, Brittany has a right to feel some type of way like this lady was trying to embarrass her because she felt embarrassed and threatened by you. And so she did her get back. But at the same time, you can't feel some type of way at the fact that people don't want to just drop her. You know what I'm saying? And they listen to her as well, and they still want to be friends with her, even though they said that her actions was wrong. Kenya said her actions was wrong. The girl said that her actions was wrong. They were not taking up for what she did. They called her out. What else do you want? You don't have that freaking, you're not in the stature on this show to do that, to have this demand that, oh, you can't. Girl, get over it. Get over it. I'm sorry. Like, we got to move on. Kenya ain't there no more. It happened. It's fucked up and all of that shit. And again, you upset at Angela because she called you out on some stuff. Well, she didn't even call you out. She asked a question. She asked the question because you was lying about getting your license taken away from. And that's the only reason why you really upset at her, because she called you out about that. And you the one that jumped down her throat. She wasn't trying to jump down yours. She just asked a simple fucking question, bitch. All right? And then they was like, so, they had all of that stuff. We get back to the crib. It's time for everybody to get together. It's a little dinner that they finna have for Porsha. Everybody come downstairs and getting ready. By the time Porsha get down there, like, everybody there, hey girl, how you doing? Oh my God, look at you. You look so good. You look so good. You look so good. Porsha come down there and she was like, I said, well, shit, bitch, this is for you. What happened? Put a little pep in your step. Girl, Shamia was even trying to figure out, what's up? First of all, you come down here in black. That means something is about to happen because she was in all black. And so, come to find out, Porsha was on the phone with her baby, right? Dennis is watching the kids. Or I should say Pilar. They only got one child together. And, she just had a little FaceTime conversation with her. It was real cute. And so she said after she got off of that, she got some information. Somebody called her and said that basically Drew and Dennis were still in communication with each other. And not only doing that, but actually still filming with each other for this show. And that, when we come down to it, she just don't want them filming together. She don't want Dennis filming with any of the other housewives, right? And it's almost as if like you're using my platform to gain your platform, to benefit your platform. I get it. And we're not really connected like that. You just my baby daddy. Don't mess up our family unit and all that stuff. Honestly, I feel like if them two would have actually correctly told Porsha what it was, she would have been okay with the fact that, yeah, not only are they working together and open to the fact that they could possibly film this for Drew's storyline. You know what I'm saying? It's all about communication. It's all about, just letting the other person know. That's what I feel. But do I also feel like Porsha is dragging it? Yes, I do feel like she's dragging it. Okay. Do I feel like it makes Drew look like she's sneaky? Yes. But I do appreciate what Porsha said eventually, that she not going to say nothing to Drew about it because Drew is not obligated to her. At this point, Dennis is, because he is the father of her child. They were the one that were in a relationship, and it makes you the one that got more allegiance to me. You should have, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's on both of them, but yeah, mostly on him. And it's like what we seeing is that Porsha is taking it more so out on Drew. And I feel like the only reason why we seeing it like that is because Dennis is not on screen, and Dennis really don't give a shit. Because at the end of the day, you're still going to be talking to him because they got a kid together. So there's that. And so Porsha really wasn't saying nothing at the dinner. They was talking about how everything went when they went to their separate events, trips or whatever. And, Angela said, yeah, I learned some things. We come together. They tell me I act like a victim, which I'm still trying to understand why and how I act like a victim and all of that. You got that going on. What did I say was happening? Oh yeah, at the table, right? So this whole bringing up the Drew situation somehow got twisted into, well, Kelly, you did the same thing to Porsha, when you asked her about who she's sleeping with and all that stuff. Okay, Porsha, Kelly did the same thing, about why you take that lady husband. That's what you want to know. And Porsha was looking like, girl, what? And then she said, no, that is not the same thing. But see, this is what Angela just said. I mean, it kind of is. And you still ain't answered the question. Like, why you take that lady husband? We still want to know. Listen, they going to keep pressing until that bitch say something. Until that lady say something, okay? Because honestly, Porsha, what do you want the show for? That is the reason why people, I get it that Simon got a little gaggy on you or whatever. You can't film in the house. You can't film in the car. You can't do this. You can't do that. But bitch, you can open up your mouth and you can say something about this, okay? And the girls is going to be on your ass until they do. Until you do. And I'm not mad at it. Because I would have did the same thing. Because, baby, we all got questions, all right? You on this show and you think that they ain't going to ask you no questions about this situation? Absolutely the fuck not. You delusional if you thought so. And Angela said, I'm foot on neck. Foot on neck. Angela is messy as hell, but I was here for it. I was 100% here for it because answer the question. At this point, since we want to put it all out there and everybody want to be mad at everybody, let's just answer the questions, okay? We ain't got nothing else better to do. So now, Porsha don't give a fuck about Angela. And that was just so random. But Angela, you kind of brought that on yourself because you invited Drew. Drew was like, I'm trying to give you a peace offering. This is like an olive branch. And even though, you didn't invite me to your trip and it is your birthday, I did come with a gift with you. I brought you a bottle or something to drink, a drink. And, just want to know, can we put an olive branch out there? I said, girl, this ain't no olive branch. It wasn't put out there for you. You wasn't invited. And Porsha didn't say anything. And she was like, so is everything cool? She was like, you straight. You straight. Now let me tell you something. Now when Porsha went up in that confessional, she was like, Drew just being so goddamn dramatic. Like, I didn't say nothing. I just said you straight. Like, come on. Ain't nothing going on. We could be cordial, whatever. It is what it is. And then you just want to get up just because I said that. You want to get up and you want to leave. I said, now, Porsha, girlfriend. Porsha, you didn't say, yeah, we good. We good. Everything's okay. You know what I'm saying? If I would have heard you straight, because I use that and I say that when I truly don't give a damn and I don't want to say and hurt your feelings in front of everybody. So I just say you straight. It is what it is. When I'm just done talking about it. But at that moment, we know what that means. We know the tone of it, okay? Like, people are not stupid. Drew is not stupid. That's why she got up and she wanted to leave. And at the same time, Drew, let me tell you something. You shouldn't have came in the first place. What you messed up at was accepted. Girl, it's a bump. What? Oh, no. Girl, what the hell was that? Yo was accepting an invitation to somebody's birthday that you not getting along with from somebody else. And then Angela said, They was like, how you gonna invite somebody to a birthday party? She was like, everybody that was on that call, she invited. And then Porsha said, I said everybody that was on that call was invited to the birthday party. Now, was Drew on there? I mean, it's like, here go Angela, and I'm telling you, this is a mess. This is how you being messy, and you just don't want to be like, well, I'm wrong as shit for doing that. You try to find different ways to make it seem like what you did wasn't really all that bad. When she said, well, how was I supposed to know that, listen, we don't know if she didn't call Drew and tell her a different time about it, and she just so happened not to be on that. I said, Angela, stop playing. Drew said, she didn't call me at all. She didn't invite me at all. So there's that. And again, I say to you, Drew, you want to have a little storm out moment and you want to get up and leave. And at the end of the day, you never should have came. You were not invited. You never should have stepped foot in there. Okay? You wasted your money to come out there. And for what? To go see Angela? You wanted to be on a trip with Angela, you should have just waited till she got back from Nashville and y'all planned something together. Because you didn't do anything. You came there for a day and didn't do anything. Okay? You went and drank a little bit of whiskey and that's it. That's it. And so after all of that, the girls went outside and they got in the water. Brittany. When Brittany turned to the side, I said, God damn. I said, now, is that surgically enhanced? It's the thighs and the legs matching. It don't look like it. But at the same time, God damn, it bounced. It bounced. My eyes went right to it. Oh, I got what? But I like it when the thighs and the legs match. But that's neither here nor there. But shit. Okay. And so you got that going on. The girls outside, Porsha outside, they playing in the water, they having a good time, throwing money and everything. See, that's when you got money to waste. Okay. Because I ain't putting money in water. I ain't playing about my money. This ain't ATL. Okay. I'm trying my money, nigga. What you doing, Nick? I'm trying my money. What the fuck it look like? Absolutely not. I ain't got time for that, okay? I don't care if it's $1 bill. I don't care if it's $5. Baby, we're not getting money wet. I need to have all my stuff. And so, they was planning what they was having a good time. Angela was up there manning her business, but then Angela said, the girls was down there talking about her. Okay, they was down there talking about her. So the next morning, you got Kelly and Britt in the bed together, and then it was like, damn, bitch, why is it that they said Angela was just there looking out the window, just looking at us and recording us, and it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? Okay, I hear you down there talking about me. Angela said it's like 2:30 in the morning or whatever. She was on a phone call with her husband, and then she was like, I'm hearing people talking, and I'm hearing my name being called or whatever, people talking about me, and it's Porsha saying my name and all that stuff, and then I hear her say, you know what? She better fucking watch out before I fuck her husband. Oh, Porsha. Porsha. Holantis. Bitch, let me tell you something, girlfriend. You are never beating those allegations, okay? And I love a good hoe. I love a good hoe. I love a good, respectable hoe. Okay, and there is a such thing. You try to be, but not necessarily. But listen, you putting out there and talk about something, you better watch out because I'll fuck her husband. And then Kelly said the same thing. Two people saying that you said that shit. And one is actually cool with you, girl. And Angela said, you know what? Listen, and it's Porsha, okay? So you better heed warning when she say she'll fuck your husband. Because listen, she do be fucking bitch's husband. Listen, I fell the fuck out. I said, you know what? This is why I can't take this show. I don't take this show or this season any serious, okay? Y'all be having these debates, okay? The only one serious topic was the whole thing between Kenya and Brittany, okay? And even that, I couldn't take it too serious because we had already went through it when it happened in real time. But at the end of the day, this shit is pure fucking comedy. And if you look at it like that, you'll have a laugh, okay? You won't be stressed out watching it. You won't be, listen, it's just comedy. And I was busting up. I really was, and I needed that shit. She said, bitch, she fucked people's husband. We already know. You better heed that warning, bitch. I said, you know what, Porsha? Funny people. Anyway, that was the episode. If I missed anything, we could talk about it in the comments. Shout out to everybody. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week, okay? Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.